In 2016, the Minnesota Farmers Union bestowed on me the honor of being named Ag Communicator of the Year. I was humbled and honored not only because of the fact that I was being recognized for the work I was doing, but it also put my small community of Morgan on the map. We always worked hard and are proud of our agricultural background. Well, in 2017, Morgan remained on the map at the Minnesota Farmers Union Annual Convention by naming Hannah Wilts of Cedar Mountain High School the Ag Educator of the Year for 2017. So how surprising was it for you to hear your name called last night or Saturday night?
Well, I actually knew about it beforehand, but I was very surprised. Just I'm in my third year teaching here at Cedar Mountain, and it's been fun. But I'm only 3 years into teaching, so I was pretty surprised, but also honored to be able to represent ag education.
And when you get when you work really hard in those first couple of years, you're kind of thinking, am I on the right track? Am I doing the right stuff? You've got the training. I mean, you've come through FFA programs. You've done a lot of work in the FFA, but you always have that in that back of your mind. Am I doing the right thing? And then when you get that validation, it's an amazing feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And it's fun to be able to represent the Cedar Mountain program as well, and being able to show the community, like, yep, we're doing things in ag education, and we're building the FFA chapter and trying new opportunities. So. And
now, when you were yourself in school, you were quite involved with FFA. For the people that maybe aren't quite familiar with your background around here or in our listening area, tell us how far you went in the FFA yourself.
Yeah, so when I was in FFA, I did a lot of different CDE contests just to practice and continue that involvement. But then I also was a chapter officer for 2 years, I believe, and I also got to be on the region officer team as a region president. So I was able to see some of the state level things that happened too, just so that I could, be able to experience the behind the scenes of what goes on for the FFA chapters throughout the state as well.
So what was it about FFA that you were able to take into your career that you're helping pass on to your kids to show them what FFA means and what it can do for them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was opportunity. I got to do things that were different, and I got to travel to the National FFA Convention, and you get to speak in front of different groups and develop your leadership skills. That was probably the biggest thing for me when I was, a 7th grader. I would have never imagined myself being able to talk in front of people because I was a pretty shy person, and now to see that I've grown into an educator and being able to help kids develop their leadership skills as well, it's pretty great.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask which chapter you belonged to when you started out.
Yeah, so I actually graduated from Kirkhoven Murdoch Sunberg KMS FFA, so shout out to my ag teacher Krista Williamson. She really helped develop me and show me really what an ag teacher looks like, and so that I could have that role model.
So what was it about ag education that drew you to it when you decided this is what you wanted to do when you went to college?
Yeah, well, growing up I've had a lot of background in agriculture, just my parents and then throughout high school as well. And so that was probably the biggest thing, is being able to spread the message of agriculture and being able to give that pride and joy to other students as well. But then ag education as a whole profession is such a tight-knit community. I know a lot of ag teachers throughout the entire state of Minnesota, and it's fun to be able to ask them for help and guidance and advice. And so that's probably one of the biggest things that I appreciate about being an ag instructor.
Now, I know you've only been doing this a short amount of time, and myself doing this a short amount of time. The changes you've seen in agriculture just in your lifetime that you never would have thought growing up as a kid that, oh my gosh, we're doing this now in agriculture. What kind of things that really stand out for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the technology piece. Like yesterday at the Farmers Union Convention, they gave away a drone as a door prize, which was pretty cool because, that's definitely something that, you didn't think would be as popular, or anybody could purchase a drone as long as you have the money for it and be able to use it and fly it over your fields. So that's probably the one main thing, the electronics within agriculture.
So what are your goals for your students this year now that you've got this, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right track, so what kind of push are you making this year with the students?
Yeah, well, continuing to improve my curriculum is a huge thing, because especially in the first couple of years, you're like, well, am I teaching the right things? What am I doing? So continuing to improve and making sure that the kids are getting the best education, but then also to continue to improve the FFA chapter. And I have a great set of officers this year. They're really wanting to move things forward and continue doing new opportunities and service projects and all kinds of things. And so continuing to get kids qualified for state convention, for their contests, and then taking kids on new opportunities. For example, like there were 3 girls that went to Washington Leadership Conference this year, which was really neat because they said they wanted to go, and we found the money from different businesses to be able to help them to go as well. So.
Well, Hannah, I thank you very much, and once again, congratulations on your achievement, again, 2017 Ag Educator of the Year for the Minnesota Farmers Union.
Thank you, Justin.
That's Hannah Wilts here from Cedar Mountain.